Hey there, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Ashmit and I'm a medical student studying at the University of Leeds. And last year I completed my A-levels. About 15 months ago, I completed my A-levels, A-level biology, chemistry and maths. Now A-level maths was the toughest subject for me. It's something that didn't come to me really naturally. It's something that I really had to put in a lot of effort in, especially in the start, in order to understand it and be on par with the rest of my year. You see, I did international GCSEs, which was surprisingly very, very different to GCSEs, and GCSEs actually provide a more natural build-up to A-levels. They provide a much more natural bridge to A-levels, and I joined sixth form about a month and a half late, and I was really behind, I was really struggling. I decided I wanted to become a doctor in the future. I wanted to apply to medical school and I chose biochem maths. Unfortunately, in the beginning, I wasn't doing really well, and so I really knew that I had to work hard. You see, I was actually about to be kicked out of A-level maths because I was performing so poorly. In the first test that I ever did at A-level maths, I scored 5%. In the second test that I did at A-level maths, I scored 10%. And then the third test that I thought I had prepared really well for, I scored just under 40%. Now, I did not want to drop out of maths. I knew that I was going to push through and I knew that I'd work harder to get there. And I did have really encouraging teachers, and slowly I found my way. I understood how to learn A-level maths and how best to score my A or A star and how best to get top grades. If you're someone that's going into A-level maths, or if you're someone that's struggling with A-level maths, this video is for you. I hope that I can provide you with a lot of guidance that hopefully you'd find useful to navigate your way through A-level maths. But firstly, I'd like to give you a brief introduction to what A-level maths entails and has to offer. Now, A-level maths can be divided into three parts: pure, statistics and mechanics. Now, pure maths basically looks at what you'd think when people say maths. It includes calculus, trigonometry, graphs, quadratic equations. Now, statistics is a really interesting area of maths that looks at things like standard deviation, histograms, box plots, statistical testing. And as a medical student, this part of maths, the statistics part of maths, is actually the one that I found the most useful, very interestingly. And then lastly, we have mechanics maths. Now, mechanics maths is basically physics, and that looks a lot about how velocity, force, friction, pulleys, they all work. And mechanics is a really beautiful part of A-level maths. It's something that I really started to enjoy. It has a lot of real-world application, and although I wasn't going into the direction of physics, I started to slowly change my mind just because of how much fun mechanics was. Now, conveniently, papers 1 and 2 of A-level maths are completely pure maths. Now, the last paper, paper 3, is mechanics and statistics. A lot of people tend to neglect mechanics and statistics because they collectively account for only 1 out of 3 of your papers at A-level maths. That's a mistake. Those are still 100 marks that you can back. It's really not that hard when you begin to do it. It can seem boring. A lot of people especially find statistics boring, and I completely understand. I agree actually, but the more you practice it, you'll actually start to find it fun. You'll probably start to find it more logical and interesting, but please do not neglect it. It's really important. So just a few tips. Maths is all about practice. Maths is all about practice and asking for help. Maths is hard, right? And there's a lot to know, and the best thing you can do is ask for help. Go to your teachers, approach your teachers. The worst they can say is meet them at another time. You see, a lot of people find it really scary or daunting to approach their teachers, but our teachers, they care about us doing well. Your teachers want to see you do well at A-level. They care about you performing. And if you approach them and show them enthusiasm for the subject, showing them a passion to do well, a passion to do better, and to actually score better grades, they will care and they will reciprocate by actually helping you out. I think I really irritated my teachers by going to them really often and asking them for help with lots of questions, but I do not regret it. I'm sure, although they found me very irritating, I'm sure and I know that they realised it was all worth it, because in the end I did get where I wanted to. Now, a little tip, my teachers from A-level maths will disagree with me, but I think it's really worthwhile getting a graphic calculator. Now, a graphic calculator will allow you to actually visualize graphs that are really important, at pure maths and to a certain extent also mechanics maths. It's amazing. It's a beautiful thing. It can show you so many different things. It can actually help you visualize a graph. A lot of times at A-level maths they might ask you to draw a graph. You can just insert that function into your calculator and it will draw that graph for you with everything you need to know about that graph. It's an amazing thing. It's a bit of a cheat code, and it is allowed. You're allowed to use this calculator in your exams, but with that being said, using the normal calculator is completely fine as well. But just to save time in an exam, I would recommend potentially considering buying the graphic calculator. It does save time. But now I'd like to talk a bit about the resources that you should be looking at for A-level maths. Now a lot of people spend so much time looking for the right resource to begin, so they don't actually revise. Now here's the thing, A-level maths, the best thing to do again is practice. So go to Physics and Maths Tutor online or go to Save My Exams. Both of these websites are worth investing into. Physics and Maths Tutor is free. You can explore those websites and they have topic-wise questions. They have every single topic question for A-level maths, for pure statistics and mechanics from years and years ago. So do all of those questions, knuckle down on them, and you'll really, really understand what's going on. Now my closing thoughts are don't stress out. Stress is a major, major killer. And especially with me, A-level maths, it's actually really tragic. I missed out 30% of my first paper, and I missed out a little bit off my papers 2 and 3 as well, purely because I couldn't keep my nerves and anxiety under control. Now, through medical school, I've actually learned a lot more to stay calm and to not stress. That's a really important thing. I made another video about this with my friend Neil over here, or it's a really good watch, and I'd really encourage you to watch that video. We provide you with a lot of tips as to how you can manage your stress during an actual exam or outside of it as well, doing your revision. Lastly, I'd like to end by saying to do well in a subject, you must enjoy it. Approach A-level maths not with fear, but with enthusiasm and interest. And in that way, the whole process will seem a lot less daunting, and without a doubt, you'll start doing better in the subject. I wish you all the best for your A-levels, and I wish you all the best for your future academic endeavours, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.